One is an idiot, it might be.
What kind of fucking show do you think this is?
Shut up, dude.
Hours.
It's a podcast.
There's another guy here.
There is another guy here. Huge. Thanks for being here, bro.
No worries.
Appreciate it. Welcome to Shut Up, Dude. I'm Jizzy McKnight.
Elvis.
That's him. Hey, I wanted to
We
quickly...
host this shit show. Let's
We
go.
do host this shit show. I want to talk about a couple recaps from last week.
Yes.
Talked about plenary indulgence. Which
Not
is
planetary.
Not planetary.
So when I said plenary and
Yeah.
you were like, no, planetary.
No, it's got to be planetary. Probably planetary.
Okay, sweet.
Probably the planetarium deloused in the whatever. The first time it was used. So the way it works is it resets your soul. So
Okay.
your theory was it forgives all your sins. I think you have to have confessed and everything. But
And-
then what it does is it resets your soul from one that's sinned and been forgiven to like a newborn baby.
Horseshit.
Yeah, pretty fucking dumb, right? So the first guy who did it,
Just sec. Yeah, to catch you up, the Pope opened some door and
you know the
they
movie
do this-
Dogma?
Yeah,
It's
I know.
that,
Yeah,
bro.
it's that rule.
That's
That rule.
real.
Oh, okay.
They really do
they
that.
actually do their thing. And that happens every 25 years, and they made a new door, but they were calling them portals and shit, and yeah, so anyway, he's done a deep dive.
The first guy who did it was Pope Boniface VIII. I don't fucking name these guys. Like 700 years ago. So holy doors will be opened in the 4 major basilicas in Catholic churches around the world, and also the prison. So 5 doors is a first. Mm-hmm. Okay, so there is a tomb of Lucifer, but it's not the fallen angel Lucifer who became the head of the demons, because that shit doesn't exist. So the tomb was also made in 300 AD. Because before anyone used the name Lucifer
It was a name?
for any of that. Yeah, because that all comes from fucking Dante. Did you guys know this? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
like
I did.
Dante
Yeah.
and Catholicism is all
Alleghetti.
like mixed up
Yeah, bro.
together.
Yeah.
That's
Did you,
weird, eh?
bro? Did you know that the Divine Paradise, written by him, was about
Divine comedy?
comedy? Sorry, it's
Yeah.
comedy. Yeah. He called it that because back then tragedy was for rich people and comedy was for poor people.
Yeah, yeah.
And he didn't want rich people to read it.
Tight.
And he was in love with a girl.
Yeah.
That he never spoke to.
True.
Yeah, he's like the king incel.
Early incel days,
Yeah, bro.
bro.
Yeah, and wrote the Divine Comedy on all this pain and hardship and shit.
Hard out.
Yeah. All off a lady that he never even fucking got to knob, let alone talk to, let alone knob.
Yeah. The only Lucifer connection I found is a mascot for the Jubilee named Luce, which is Latin for light, and it's inspired by anime. And I really need that to not be happening.
Does it look like a little girl?
Yes, it looks like a little girl. You guys shouldn't be inviting that
Sorry,
comparison.
Catholic Church, shouldn't it be
Catholic
a little boy?
Church. Yeah, maybe.
Hi-oh.
It's funny to think that
What are they going to do? Forgive me?
Yeah. It's funny to think that they're so insulated they might not know how the rest of the world feels about anime or about the church, for that instance.
If they have a little anime mascot,
yeah, a few. Yeah.
that means there's already like terrible, terrible porn with that mascot.
I imagine so, bro. But I picture a guy in the Vatican going, "Listen, we have an optics issue," and they're like, "Oh man, are they uncomfortable with the ritual cannibalism that we do?" Like, nah, they don't. They don't really know about that, honestly. No, it's the kid fucking. And anime has like certain connotations of sexualizing children. Like, it invites a comparison you guys shouldn't be doing. There's nobody in the room with them. Like,
that is bad marketing.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, let's be fair. The Vatican, there's
Yeah.
no one else in the room with them. Are we really that shocked by it?
Yeah, might be a few little boys. I mean, I lost.
But even those boys are sitting there being like, "Are you fucking serious?"
I know the shit about anime.
I mean, they're gagged, so...
There's one more recap from last week, bro.
Yep.
The reversed rotation of the Earth's core.
Yeah.
Which didn't make any sense to me when you
At
were
all.
talking about it, but you'd obviously read stuff about it.
Yeah.
Okay, I chased it up. It's hard to get data,
Yep.
and it's really hard to interpret the data, right? So
Yes.
the way that they do it is by studying seismic waves.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's an earthquake, they see where it tracks in different parts of the planet.
Yep.
And if you do that over time, like it's an insanely difficult thing to do. Anyway, so the core slows down and speeds up on a cycle, like you said.
Yeah.
Okay, so you imagine a solid ball
But the thing I found was
within a liquid layer inside a hollow ball. Okay, the inside ball sometimes spins faster or slower than the outside ball,
Yep.
but it's like passing a car on the motorway.
Sometimes
so
it doesn't look like it's moving?
To you, it looks like it's even going backwards. It's
Ah,
not.
interesting.
It's going
That's cool.
slower than the mantle.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because when I read it, that apparently the Earth's core had stopped and was going the other way.
No.
And I was like, that sounds insane.
No, it just seems that way. The
Yeah.
spinning ball is now spinning slower than the mantle rather than faster. Yeah.
So somebody though, like, has done the science to measure this and gone, it's not moving. and somebody else has had to come out and be like, no, we're just sort of going at the same speed, so it looked like we weren't moving.
I didn't read any of the actual studies, but my understanding is that it's super tricky, and you've got to look you got to look at how earthquakes travel, and you can see how they used to travel back in 1940, and then they kind of travel that way again now, and you analyze the data, and you can see how these waves move differently based on, in theory,
Fuck, I'm gonna start
how
a science
fast
website
the
tomorrow.
inner core is there. It's also attributed to our days getting slightly longer. They're adding like a fraction of a millisecond to our.
I found out
to our
something
days
cool
from time
today.
to time.
Do you know about the Three Gorges Dam in China?
No, it's the Three Gorges Dam.
They're massive river, like massive fucking river, and the Chinese are like, yeah, we're gonna dam this, and it's 3 gorges long. I don't know how many of the specifics.
3
but
gorges long. Yeah.
It's a measurement.
Metric gorges. Bro.
Yeah, bro, this fucking dam is that big as a structure made by humans. It slowed the rotation of the planet by 0.06 milliseconds.
Yo.
And they said it would do that.
Nice.
Yeah, and so it's just this crazy fuck off creation, and it like lowers rivers and raises.
Yeah,
and,
bro. It probably makes it wobble on its axis a little differently as well.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, China, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, my tunnel talk later is from China, and
Again.
really interesting stuff. They're going hard.
That dragon
they have
one was pretty
3,000
sweet.
TBMs. New Zealand has 1 TBM. They have 3,000 active TBMs.
Proud of your people here.
I'm proud of my people.
Fucking
God
Okay, what
damn
is
it.
a TBM?
It's a tunnel boring machine. So they can be like 200 meters long. They got this massive like spinning cutter head, and they work on hydraulic pressure, and they've got to have all the goods to maintain that, but also get rid of all the spoil and provide like fluids. They're a super interesting machine.
Yeah, bro.
We did a deep dive on them a few weeks ago because there was one that was like crawling at a 42-degree incline up a mountain. Amazing stuff.
What these fellas claim, like, we'll do this, and then their margin of error is just like
Yeah.
with a fucking 100-ton machine. You know?
Yeah, bro.
It's just so fucking cool. It's like Transformers before they got awesome. But man, the Chinese one we saw last week, I was like, wait a minute. So they did this, like they started in September, and they've done 110 meters of, what is it, 17 meter wide, eh?
Yeah, 17-meter wide tunnel.
Yeah, and it's 110 meters long. They started in September, and the tunnel's done. They've got to start doing all the internal shit now. I'm like, what the fuck? Do these cunts have a dragon? And then you look at the front of it, bro, and they've painted a dragon on it because this cunt eats the earth.
Yeah.
Fucking team people, bro.
Hell yeah.
I'm here for
I'm
it.
looking forward to some tunnel talk tonight, honestly.
Speaking of team people,
Yeah, bro.
do you know who we should kick out?
Who should we kick out?
Be right time
Women!
for the stinger.
No, what?
Elon.
Oh, Elon. Yeah, is it too soon to get to Elon, bro? I'm fired up about Elon this
Oh,
week.
that's right. You've got preloaded shit.
Fuck it.
Oh.
I'm
Okay. Do you know about Elon and his friend on Twitter, Adrian Dittman?
No, I don't
okay.
follow
Let's
it as
fucking
closely as you guys.
get into this, bro.
I just want to talk this one part.
Uh-huh.
If you want to hold back.
No.
we can.
Let's just talk about the alts part.
So there's this thing on Twitter where like Elon puts up a picture of him with his son. He's giving his son a piggyback ride. And this guy comments being like, you're such a great father. He's so lucky. And like, you know, this is what the world needs, is a father like this.
Yeah, as
And
a guy with 47 children who wears one of them like a Rolex at a fancy party.
But
That's what we need.
This person commenting like continues to comment and has had debates and is recorded talking to people, and he sounds fucking identical to Elon. And
Okay.
people are like, shut up, I'm talking. Go back over there. Yeah. You're just off screen if you... No,
Yeah, I am now, bro. No, I'm off
There
screen.
we go, there we go.
Yeah, no.
You told him to leave. I mean,
I
he
did.
did.
Yeah. So this account and Elon sound the same, and people reckon it's the same people. Some people, same person. Some people are saying it's not the same person. I reckon it's straight up Elon has used his AI powers to make like him, and then unleashed it on X or Twitter or whatever you fucking call it. I seriously think he doesn't seem like he wouldn't do that.
Now,
I
he
think you
would do
just-
that. The reason I was trying to butt in was if we've got a good fact checker for once in our fucking lives, you might be able to find out, are Elon Musk and Adrian Dittman the same person? Now, I know... I've heard at least one really smart guy say that they're not the same person, and that like it was enough that it swayed me a little bit. Now, here's what Elon has done before. I invite you to check out the account Erman Musk with the screen name Elon Test. Now, it posts things like Grimes left the king of SpaceX. Her kids must hate her. They probably want to spend all their time with Mr. Tesla. And so it's got a picture of his kid, Aeon Flux or whatever it's called, right? So he's role-playing as his own little kid. Mm-hmm. And he ends up posting on this, I'm excited to turn 3, and he posts all his kids, like, he posts, like, I'm XA or whatever. He's a fucking weirdo. I don't know. I think Adrian Dittman's a real guy, but he definitely uses alts and does weird stuff.
This is what I like about it. If Adrian and Elon are two separate people, just take a photo.
Yeah, I think he's been a known quantity for I don't know. He seems he's a guy.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of reference to him in the Trump election.
Yeah.
So like it looks like the Dittman account started in July 2021.
Okay.
And he's followed by over 171,000 people.
Okay.
However, let's be fair, it's sort of the original idea of a plant, right? Like you're introducing an idea.
Yeah.
You have the plant who asks the questions you want to ask.
Sure.
But to be fair, he seems to have started around Bernie Sanders being like election for the state of Vermont.
Yeah.
American political system fucked anyway.
Yeah.
So Elon sort of came out pro-Trump, 2023?
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah.
So I guess you've got to ask the question of, like, if it's been around for a couple of years before that.
Yeah.
Nah, but I reckon it's long gone.
You can't argue that he sounds just like him.
Yeah. But, I mean, it sounds like your classic plant, though. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
no, I mean, like, to listen to their voices.
Yeah.
If they're,
They
like, in the
sound
same
identical.
voice chat, it does kind of sound
I heard
like
one the other
guy.
day.
But I mean, to anyone overseas listening to us, we all fucking sound the same.
Yeah.
But I heard of spaces, like the X spaces that they do. There was one the other day, and Adrian was trying to explain that Elon stutters more, and he reckons he uses more profanity. And someone said, "What?" And someone said Elon uses heaps of profanity, and the Adrian guy went, yeah, I might have fucked myself on that one. And it's like it's like these little weird things, and it could be that there could be two different dudes, but there's a real easy way to do that.
Yeah.
And every
just
way
show up together,
and every way he does, and now he's gonna just fucking pay someone to do it. But like, I don't. Nah, it matches, bro. Like since the CEO got killed, he's had his son wrapped to his head.
He does. He's wearing him up as a fucking helmet, dude.
Have you ever given your kid a shoulder ride?
Yeah, man.
And then they start using your head like bongos?
Yeah.
I don't like that feeling.
No, I don't like that either.
Bro, Elon's on video for fucking 10 minutes, bro, with X sitting on his head fucking...
Right.
And it's like, you're only sitting there with that kid on your shoulders as a bulletproof vest.
Yes. I also believe that he probably has no sense of boundaries. So he has no way to tell whether that kid's doing appropriate or not. Check this out. This is this Elon test account posting, I finally turned 3 on May 4th. Okay, here's the same X account saying under Sam... Who's that guy? Sam Bankman?
Yeah.
Is this a real porn video? So he's not only is he role playing a 3-year-old, he's still horny posting, which says you're fucked. You're fucked in the head for doing one of those things and doing them at the same time. He's a fucking sick dude.
This is what I like about the Adrian Dittman thing.
What?
Adrian is a super fan of Elon. If he is a real person, all he is doing is contributing to a magnifying glass being put on Musk's fucked up behavior.
Right.
Good.
Okay.
So what's the idea that he could be a troll?
But like him and Elon,
I like that.
Him and Elon speak together. They talk in Twitter Spaces.
Right.
The other day he was like,
do they ever cut each other off?
Not really.
Well, they always wait for each other.
No. They talk at the same time. That's why I think it's an AI.
I think it could be an AI.
I think a guy that owns an AI company makes an AI of himself and unleashes it on Twitter.
He might be able to make one that you can't spot, but I can spot the AI voices, bro. Maybe he can make one that I can't spot, but I can spot all the...
I mean, if anyone's going to be able to make one you can't spot, it's probably the guy who makes them.
Yeah, bro.
Surely.
He has AI companies.
He has...
It makes sense to me
he has
that he could
one
do
that he
this.
started right after he said nobody should be doing AI.
Names.
Yeah, he was the one being like, don't go for AI. We're unleashing a demon on the world.
That we can't stop. And then after 2 weeks, no one listened to him.
So he made his own. Yeah. I would not be surprised if Elon has such a fucked up, weird sense of ego.
Yeah.
he just wants people to like him, and it won't happen, bro.
It's happened as much as it's going to happen.
Yeah. You've hit critical mass here.
Yeah.
Your terminal velocity of cool has happened.
We might circle back to Elon and who likes him now and doesn't like him now.
One comment I would like to make is he sort of reminds me of like every classical dictator through like the 21st century.
Sure.
So part of being like a dictator is being an outsider.
Yeah.
So I've always felt like with Elon Musk, he's so, for lack of a better term, fucking weird.
Yeah.
That like he doesn't.
Everyone sees him as an outsider.
Yeah.
Do you think all dictators start as outsiders?
I think your more successful ones tend to be.
Like who?
Well, sorry. We're going to have to go into a big definition of success. But you look at someone like Hitler, Stalin, whoever.
Hitler's a big outcast.
Mao was inside the system. Hitler was inside the system.
Yeah, but Hitler's at the
No,
start.
but like, you've also got to remember that Hitler wasn't even German.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Austrian, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
bro.
like you look
Yeah.
at Stalin,
Yeah.
he was Georgian.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like Mao wasn't part of the like the proletariat, he was a farmer.
Yeah, I mean, he was raised in all that.
But
stuff,
he was
wasn't
raised on all the classics. He wasn't
Yeah.
raised in the modern Chinese.
Interesting, man.
Yeah, so I mean, I look at someone like Elon and like obviously, you know, he's the co-president of the United States now.
Yeah, yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, you look at it and go, I think he's so disconnected from what we would consider normal.
Yeah.
That like he doesn't look at himself as another person.
He has never experienced consequences. Anything that he wants to do, he throws money at until it happens.
He claims
he's not
have-
somebody who should be making
He
decisions for
claims
other
to
people.
have a mental illness where if he has a go at you, he won't remember that.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
like, I'm not trying to be like, oh,
I know someone
Elon
else
Musk is Hitler.
Stinger about it.
But you know, like, there is that
remember?
element of like he
Yeah.
he very much looks and feels like an outsider
so-
trying to relate with normal
so let's-
people.
Interesting. Yeah.
Fuck it,
Yeah,
let's
like
get-
an alien pretending to be human.
Fuck it, let's kick this off.
You sure?
Yeah, I reckon it's time.
Okay.
Yeah. So Elon, basically, I'll speak my way. Elon said, in order to get people who can make shit right, we need to bring in more people, more Indians, more immigrants, more
The best and the
smart,
brightest, man.
the best
Yeah.
and the brightest.
They have to.
And all of his new right wing mates were like, "Why don't you just show us what to do?" And he pretty much responded with, "Because you fellas are retarded."
You guys are lazy and stupid. That's why.
Yeah,
No.
and they went, "Train us." He goes, "No, you can't untrain being retarded."
You've got to look at this for what it is, which is that, what did I say before? If the world is math, then people are numbers, right? So if you've got an engineer who can do your engineering jobs that you need, or you could, under this H-1B, import an Indian engineer for 1/3 the price who does engineer stuff, of course you're going to view the guy that you have to pay 3 times as much as stupid and lazy. He does 1/3 the work
Yes,
per dollar.
because everyone's numbers.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, it
the
also
US
helps if you are an alien. All humans are the same anyway.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, bro, there's that component.
The U.S. Economy is built on slavery, and old habits die hard, man. And in America, you can hire someone who's not a citizen for cents on the dollar, and they'll do the work. Also, you can exploit them. You don't have to, but you can. You totally can. And that's everything from labor conditions to straight up violence. They can't call the cops. America is still built on slavery, and there's two factions of the immigration debate going on in the U.S. now. One is that you shouldn't be getting high-skilled people in here to lower the wages of high-skilled Americans, and you shouldn't be getting low-skilled people in here to... Okay, so there's the farmers, for instance, in the US are going, we have experience with trying to hire Americans. It doesn't work. If you kick out all the illegal Mexicans, you guys won't have food. Okay, so that's illegal immigration. It's fucking dangerous for the immigrants.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
Course.
And it creates like slavery conditions. It's its own thing. Then there's legal immigration. You got Vivek Rimmyswimmy. Do you know that guy?
Oh, yeah, bro.
Should we veer off and learn who he is first? Vivek
I'd like to do
Rimmyswimmy?
that.
I would appreciate.
Okay,
learning
so
this.
Vivek
I know
Rimmyswimmy.
who Vivek is,
Yeah.
and I think you've done
Okay, so he
some due diligence here.
So he's American born to Indian immigrant parents, which is why he has a weird name. He got an engineer at Yale in biology, and then he got a degree from Harvard Law, I think. So naturally he did.
Wait.
So
Did
naturally
you say
what
he
he
got
did-
an engineer in biology?
He got a biology degree.
Oh, sorry, I misheard you.
Yeah. Okay, so what he did, obviously, if you're smart like that, you go into finance, of course. Okay, so he became a hedge fund guy, right? And he funded startups, and he started saying that he would cure Alzheimer's.
Didn't Rikishi do that too? Rikishi Sunak was a
He
hedge
worked
fund.
for like non-profit hedge funds, which is somehow a thing.
Yeah. And so Vivek reckons he has what did you say? Alzheimer's medication.
Okay, so the way that it worked, he raised $300 million by telling everyone he's going to cure Alzheimer's, and he had a way that he was going to do it. And then he bought a patent for a drug, which Indeprene or something, from GlaxoSmithKline for $5 million. The reason it's so cheap is it doesn't work. It had just failed 4 successive clinical trials. It doesn't work. GlaxoSmithKline knows it doesn't work. Vivek Rimmyswimmy knows it doesn't work. But he buries the clinical failures, takes the $300 million, invests it in a slick fucking hype campaign of pretend shit, raises the market cap of his new company to $3 billion on the strength of a cure for Alzheimer's. When the market cap is $3 billion, the company has 8 employees. And that includes his mum and brother, right?
Hell.
Right, he cashed out before anyone realized the drug didn't work, and the company went bust. So the only victims here are like people who thought they were investing money in curing a disease that probably affected people they love. Now, it might sound unethical to you guys, but this is the American dream. Americans are in a constant scamming arms race.
Can I just... You stole my line. I was like, sounds like the American dream.
Absolutely, bro. We all know it. Like, what do you think crypto is?
Yeah, bro.
Crypto's the greater fool theory, bro. And it's so ingrained in American consciousness that the government gets involved not to stop the scam, but to protect the people at the highest levels of the scam. One of Kamala's last campaign promises is, we will give forgivable loans to black people so they can buy crypto. Oh my God. Now, politically, it's a masterstroke. Black guys, you're all getting in on the scam. White guys, your value of your Bitcoin's going to go up. It's amazing. And the only thing is, we just give free money to people for what's clearly a scam. Like, if it doesn't have a use case, then its value is you sell it for more than you bought it for someone who thinks that they'll be able to sell it for more than they bought it for. Now, Bitcoin is like the seminal one, but all these coins are predicated on those. Dogecoin, all these shit coins. It's like
to a coin.
Whatever. It matters. It doesn't matter what it's for. It matters that you can sell it to a bigger sucker for more in the future. But that's the US. Like, so Vivek doing this, maybe the scum fuck move of the year award? That is so shitty. That is so shitty. So
I think he wins, eh?
How long did he do this over?
He did all this pretty quickly. At least the scam part he did pretty quickly. And more recently, he ran for president. So, and he got a couple stages in before he was like, no, I'll just Trump. I just love Trump the whole time. But now everyone knows who I am.
That's what's weird though too. That like watching the people surround Trump.
Yeah,
is the scammiest cockroach motherfuckers of the earth.
Yeah,
like JD Vance.
Sure.
I know people think he's a stand-up normal dude, but
I think
if you introduce that Peter Thiel is behind it, people instantly understand.
He's Peter Thiel's guy.
Yeah. People.
I don't think you can be a part of like American politics and be a stand-up dude.
Yeah,
I don't think
Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
Jimmy Carter, R.I.P.
Jimmy Carter, no. Jimmy Carter fucking destroyed the Middle East.
What did he do?
He was a big part of putting those Ayatollah cunts in charge. Yeah.
That's true, actually.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, the CIA was doing that shit at the time. Sure.
I mean, the CIA has done that for a while.
Well, but like,
So when I drive to and from work, I often listen to Real Dictators. Like, it's a podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, I thought you were just driving to work being like, hey, Hogan, burn a second,
That's normally on the way home from work.
It's brilliant.
But the amount of like times a dictator, especially in like South America and stuff, the dictator gets put in place, and it's just like you hear about the CIA helping just the biggest fucking scumbags. And you're just like,
I researched the CIA and just so much last year.
It's
blow your mind, eh?
It's fucking horrifying,
Yeah,
especially
it
when
is.
like there's blowback that affects the FBI, and then like the CIA doesn't even fucking tell them.
They don't
for,
talk to each other.
and you're just like, how does it like?
Yeah.
As someone from New Zealand, we're like, let's be fair, like we've got our own issues, but we're a reasonably free country.
Sure.
Yeah.
One of the freest if you measure it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you sit there and go like, how does it like? How are you guys the shit?
that's a good segue into my thing I'm mad at. But we'll
I'm
go to
fucking
the-
not remotely done with this
No.
Vivek
I was
guy.
just gonna say I'm gonna hold back because I
Appreciate
know
that.
you've got more Vivek, but I want you to keep going.
Yeah.
But I am gonna do that thing where I walk away from you.
That's fine.
I'm
So,
gonna, yeah.
Vivek on Christmas Day. Vivek on Christmas Day, so he's a Trump guy, right? And he tweeted out on Christmas Day that immigration has to continue, and that's for the same reason that Elon Musk was saying it. Like, Americans are stupid and lazy, which is to say they cost more money.
So just to be clear, with the immigration he's talking about is like legal immigration.
He's talking about
bringing in
legal.
what they want.
They're called H-1B visas in the US, which means that basically you have to say an American can't do this job. I have to get someone who's not a citizen. to
Yeah,
come
like
in and
we've
do
got
it.
the same thing here.
Yeah, we do. So, yeah, and I was hoping to talk to Elvis a little bit about immigration, but so he tweets out that Americans are stupid and lazy, and they venerate lazy and stupid heroes. And Vivek Rimmyswimmy, couldn't imagine hiring someone from such a lazy culture. And I don't know if he knows this, but all the people that voted MAGA, when they say culture, they mean race.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of MAGA folks woke up on Christmas Day and looked at an Indian telling them that they were stupid and lazy, like white people are stupid and lazy, and that's what fired them up at least.
I guess part of it is you're kind of got to be like, okay, so he's got an Indian background,
Yeah.
but he also is trying to, like, let's be fair, he ran for fucking president.
Sure.
Like, he's trying to identify as an American.
Yeah, he's American,
But
yeah.
he's picking his moments on when he's American, when he's Indian.
No, he's American. I think he's American to the core. Like, his parents are Indian. He's American. I mean, I think that's how I see that. But more than that, he's a hedge fund guy and a tech guy, which means that the world is math and people are numbers. So if an American, if you have to pay an American 3 times as much to do the same job, that American is ipso facto lazy, stupid, not worthy.
Yep.
Now, people who are smart enough to get degrees in engineering, maths, and computer science can look critically at a statement like that. Some of them did. Okay, basically, if you want... The theory is what's good for hedge funds and tech companies is good for America. And I don't think Americans feel that way. Only guys who run hedge funds and tech companies feel that way.
I don't think America knows what's good for America.
No, I don't think that either. Basically, if you want America to be strong, it means profitable corporations, and that means cheap imported labor.
Do you want America to be strong, like yourself?
No.
You?
No, I don't care. World politics is what it is. I don't have skin in that game in that way.
So, like, I've lived in the States, as you guys know. So,
Oh, God, I'm good.
I guess for me, like, the thing about America is I don't necessarily agree with the concept of a whole America. Because, like, so I lived in Durham, South Carolina, and then I lived in Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
Which are both very, very
Portland's,
very
Portland's
liberal.
as liberal as you get.
Yeah.
Is that the like super?
If you think about the most liberal place in America that you could go, it's Portland.
I can just give you an example. So, like, the fucking road sign when you drive into Portland says "Keep Portland Weird."
Yeah, that's the one I'm
Nice.
thinking of. Didn't they have that weird fucking Chaz zone? Was that Portland?
Was that Portland? Did they have the chairs?
Yeah, they did.
No, that's
Yeah.
Chicago, isn't it? Oh, no, Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. Where is that?
I can't remember.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, but
So
I know
that's very funny.
Portland's progressive as
So, like,
fuck.
to give you some kind of context, you know how, like, Wellington's a little bit weird and quirky?
Sure.
Like, Portland's sort of the same, and then if you think about, like, in Australia, Melbourne's sort of weird and quirky.
Yeah.
Like, you could almost say, like, fucking Wellington, Melbourne, Portland, they're almost
Okay.
sister cities of each other.
Yep.
And so, like, I'll be honest, I haven't fucking lived in the Bible bashing South. I think we all know I'd get into so much trouble. It's not worth it. But like, you look at like an election and they talk about the swing states and stuff like that. You've got your fucking Democrat part of the states, which those two obviously are a part of. You've then got your fucking Bible bashing South, which is the Republican. And sorry, probably there's a few in between that kind of go one way or the other.
Yeah.
But like this whole concept of America doesn't really work in the modern America.
Sure. It's a difficult thing to
Dude,
pull
it
together
didn't-
50 places that each have their own
Hang on.
specific rule sets and tell them their
Hang
one
on.
thing.
It didn't work when they started it.
No, it's had some issues. Yeah.
Like, it's not. had a
I
good
still
time.
remember the Family Guy joke where it's like, like Abraham Lincoln's neighbors didn't like him. And he goes out, and it's just like, oh, your grass is a bit overgrown. Yeah, I had a guy for that.
It's flicking back to H1Bs for a second.
Yeah, bro.
If you get an immigrant tech, like a engineer, computer scientist, or whatever, he can't negotiate a higher salary because he can't go to a competitor and he can't make his own startup.
they're
Your
fixing the game.
visa ties you to your employer. So when someone says that immigrants have a better work ethic, that is what they mean.
Mm-hmm.
They mean that they are in a kind of indentured servitude,
Yeah.
right? Now, Elon made this wonderful sports ball metaphor where he says, if you like a sports team, doesn't matter who's on the team, you just want the team to win. And that's not right. Like if all the All Blacks next year, instead of the Barrett brothers and Artie Sevilla and shit, is just 15 Indian guys, how many Kiwis are going to be stoked on that?
Can they play?
I don't...
Hang on. Okay, doesn't matter if they beat the Aussies, but it's 15 Indian guys you don't know. I'm not asking you. I'm saying, what do you think the response will be?
I think if they win the Bledsoe again, they will... Like, Shane Gillis made this joke.
Really? You think you could fill the All Blacks with
Dude,
just Indian guys
yeah.
and Kiwis would be stoked if they beat the Aussies?
Shane Gillis
I
pointed
don't-
this
I
out.
don't
Do you
think that's
remember?
right.
There's a movie called Remember the Titans.
Yes, I know.
And
the,
it's
I
a
know the
football
bit.
movie.
Sure.
And it's a very racist town.
Yeah.
And they get some brothers in their football team and they're like, they shouldn't be in our schools. And then it's like, wait, are they 4-0?
Yeah.
They are my brothers.
Right.
Like, I think, bro, there's a legitimate argument for, like, that might work better than any other tactic.
You think so?
If you got 15 Bollywood actors that are all ripped to the tits, bro, and they can play like the Barrett brothers, I don't think New Zealand cares.
Do you think that any team in the Indian Premier...
There are people that support the NFL who are racist as shit.
They
still want that guy
They
to get
still need to have their own guys in there, though,
I'm going to give
be
you an
on
example,
board.
though. Like, so I play a real sport, which the Americans aren't great at.
Doesn't have pads.
Shots
Or
fired.
just the shins.
Yeah, you got to have shin pads to protect your dainty little stems.
I don't know. But like you look at the case of like in the UK. So I'm going to highlight a club who have been renowned for like racial abuse. So Millwall. Okay, so Millwall are a not very successful club
That's
in
funny
London.
as I know a real racist fella that supports their team, but I never put two and two together.
Yeah.
Sorry, keep going.
So like they are synonymous with like
Skinheads and stuff?
Skinheads,
Yeah.
and then also like Green Street Hooligans, the movie
Yeah,
with
right.
Elijah Wood, like Millwall or the competition in that. So like you look at the fact that that team has got, you know, black players from wherever. They've got Irish players. They've got what have you. The guys there don't care. But every so often you have these moments where like the support of the club meets the racism.
Yeah, bro.
So like
There's
there's
a
a
crossover.
guy.
That's kind of what this is.
Yeah, so there's a guy by the name of James McLean. So he is an Irish international, and his family is from Northern Ireland, and I don't know the exact details of it, but basically he refuses to, whenever they have Remembrance Day games, he refuses to sing the national anthem of the UK.
Okay.
And every fucking year it comes up, and it goes on about him being an ungrateful prick and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, at that moment he's Irish.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Okay, and
Yeah.
then at the next
That's-
moment, he's fucking whatever shit club he's playing for. So
Yeah.
Wigan or
Bro,
Millwall.
this is what
or
I mean
whoever.
now. Like, if the 15 All Blacks that are Indian win the Bledsoe,
Yeah.
they are our brothers.
Yeah.
If they can't play games because of a holiday due to their religious shit,
Yeah.
suddenly
Yeah.
it will change on a dime.
Let me put it to you a different way. Let's say they play as well as the Barrett brothers and Artie Sevilla, but they cost a third the amount of money.
I don't think.
Right? So the team's winning. So you beat the Aussies, and look how much fucking bank the All Blacks saved.
Yeah, bro.
So
I mean, bro,
this
I
is
don't
the
think you're
problem.
going to find people stoked with that.
I think
you'd be surprised.
I think. Well,
'Cause-
what's Artie?
Oh,
Hang
yeah.
on. What's Artie Sevilla up to? Tending bar?
He's in Japan.
Yeah, but Artie Sevilla.
Playing Japanese rugby?
No, but Artie
Yeah,
Sevilla. I don't think Artie Sevilla is
Okay.
eligible for the All Blacks anymore.
What do you
Because he
mean?
played in Japan.
I don't know. You might be playing in.
No,
I
'cause
haven't been
he's playing
watching
for
I haven't been
Moana
watching
Pacific.
rugby very much.
Actually, yeah.
He's not playing for a New Zealand franchise
No.
anymore. I'm not sure if he's allowed to play for the All Blacks.
So, I mean, the specifics matter less than the example,
No.
I guess. I was picturing like an Indian Premier
No,
League.
I get what you
team
mean.
Yeah,
that's full of Australians. Like,
And that's...
Well, nobody wants Australians anywhere ever for a start. But do you think the Indians would be stoked with that?
Fucking good at this thing. You're missing the point.
And you're going to have no Indian guys on your Indian team.
I think that if you could nail, like, if you promise to take 10 wickets and fucking 6 overs, I think those Indian guys who watch that game and buy the tickets and buy the merch are suddenly going to be like, oi, 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 really, really fucking quickly. I think that sport is like this weird, like, think about it, bro. Half of New Zealand would, like, in the 70s and shit, would watch the haka.
Yeah.
And then, oh, where are you going tonight? You stay away from those Maoris. Like, the crossover between, like, passionate passionate national or patriotic sporting shit and racist as shit is a fucking Venn diagram, dude. That's
So I remember my grandfather. So he loved rugby. He was from rural Canterbury.
Oh, eat that, Mike Hugo.
Sorry, he's from rural Canterbury. But I remember him referring to Joe Rokithoko as that black bastard.
Yeah.
And then it was "Go you black bastard, go!"
Damn. Yeah, bro.
From his next door neighbour, who was a little 90-year-old lady.
Yeah.
And she used to refer to it as Roko Coco.
Yeah.
Rocco Coco.
But I mean,
the scream where I used to watch rugby was black man running.
Yeah, bro.
But like, you've also got to look at it, and I'd happily admit that he was that generation in the 90s that when they first did the national anthem in Māori, he sent a death threat in.
Yeah.
I think it's time for a break.
I'm used to your dad being like, fucking game's ruined.
But like,
my dad...
gets his stationery
can
out.
Can I just finish the little bit? So like,
you definitely have to.
My uncle... So my auntie's husband, so his daughter's husband, was Māori. So this is in like Hawke's Bay during... this is well before I was around, so maybe like 60s. It was pretty much we're going to the par to go and lynch this cunt.
Damn.
Yeah, bro.
But then, like, 20 years later, where I'm along, you know, like, when I'm alive and can remember this, it was, my uncle was like, we're going to the Hawke's Bay, and Pop, your dad and I are going to the pub. I think...
It adapts.
Racism is so... Like, I have a very big difference between ignorance and racism.
Yeah.
I think, like, for me to really consider someone as racist is, like, that's a conscious decision to be a piece of shit.
Yeah.
bro.
Like,
That's the
I'm a
difference.
piece of shit, but most of the time it's because I don't know any better.
You're not a racist piece of shit, though. I wouldn't say that. Oh,
Nah, not at all.
That was a great joke. We're having a break. I fucking need to
we can have a
cigarette.
break.
Well.
We were saying.
So you're talking about how you look at sports teams and stuff, and I guess in your case you're talking about the racist element. Like it would come out right away.
Yeah.
Give you the best example from sport that I know.
Yeah.
So like I remember being in Glasgow when Scotland beat England, which
Big deal.
Let's be fair. There's a few 100-odd years of history in
A lot
there.
of infighting.
But I remember being with Rangers fans and a Celtic player scored to beat England.
Yeah.
They didn't give a fuck that he played for Celtic.
Right.
He was Scottish at that moment.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, Old Firm Derby, which is Domestic Abuse Day in Glasgow.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, you're either happy your team's won, bit like the All Blacks, or you're fucked off your team's won. Either way, the missus gets it.
Bit like the All Blacks.
Yeah.
But I mean, you go from in the space of 2 weeks, he's a hero.
Yeah.
Somebody McGregor. I can't quite remember his first name. Oh no, sorry, it was Lee Griffiths who scored. It was a free kick.
Okay.
God.
You walking encyclopedia.
Fuck me, that's embarrassing that I remember that.
Walking encyclopedia.
It shows you how often Scotland actually beat England, eh?
Yeah.
But like Rangers fans, stoked as he's Scottish at that moment,
Right.
Then it's he's a Celtic player.
Yeah,
when
sure.
we're playing each other, and then there are hundreds of examples. So like in England, it's like, you know, Liverpool and Manchester, everyone thinks everyone's a cunt. Then it's like, oh, hang on, this Steven Gerrard scored for England.
Yeah.
Man United supporters will happily celebrate him.
Okay.
They still want to
It's
chop
like
it.
a faction system to...
But like, what I find
So maybe
really,
I don't understand sport.
what I find really,
That's possible is.
what I find really
Didn't you play
frustrating.
hockey?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, we wear real shin guards, huge.
Well, I mean, like, hockey's just football with sticks, so...
Thank you for saying that.
Because it might hurt your foot. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, bro.
I mean, I'm just going to sidetrack slightly. Any sport where your goalkeeper has to wear that much protective gear, you probably just shouldn't fucking be playing.
Yeah, bro, it's a dumb sport.
Yeah, you get injured. You get nasty injuries playing that.
Bro, we mentioned a listener last week who really liked that we mentioned him.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to mention him again.
Okay.
Yeah, he had to go up against like a fucking Black Sticks NZ hockey player.
Yeah.
And on the same day, he forgot his cup and got smoked in the balls. Oh. Yeah, and he reckons that he saw the fella hit it and then was like, oh my God, what's going on? Ow. And he said it was like he transcended reality.
Didn't feel it right away.
Yeah, like
something terrible has happened.
His brain just released every chemical, and he just
it's like a near-death experience, bro. He
just came back on the ground
DMT
like
trip in his brain.
Yeah, just oh my God, this is the
Now people are studying this at NASA. How many G's can humans experience before their bodies freak out, think they're dying, and their brain releases DMT? We should do it, but with nut shots.
Jackass did that.
I probably did.
Bro, in the last Jackass
you can make
movie,
it more scientific than Jackass.
In the last Jackass movie, they did nut shots and all that, and they're like, "Oh, we got one of the middleweights from UFC. He's gonna punch you in the balls."
Oh, they got Nganu to do it.
And they got Ngannou.
Yeah.
Like, do you know?
Bro, that was so
yeah,
scary.
I know who that is.
And
I'm gonna pass, eh?
Me too.
Even he, like, when he walked around the corner and looked at the dude he was hitting, and he was like, "Come on, guys!" Like,
and they tell him afterwards it's the same as being hit by a Ford Focus at 30 miles an hour. Or something.
Look, I'm going to be honest. I'd rather the Ford Focus.
Maybe take my chances.
It's less concentrated.
I'd way rather have that spread out than Ngannou just like nut shot.
Yeah,
but like,
bro, I reckon Ngannou hits you, bro. You get on trans. Oh, you get on board with this trans shit real quick. Eh? Like, when your balls have been turned into a jelly.
I mean, half the job's done.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay for the surgery.
Just got to tell you what hair you have, blue.
But anyway.
Okay, anyway.
You've got more shit to yell at?
Well,
or
if you
finish
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I think like your point's been debunked.
Okay, no, I hear what you guys are saying. I think maybe you guys and Elon Musk understand sport more than I do.
No, we understand
or
fans.
Tribalism or something.
Fans, bro. Yeah.
I think
Either way,
I think we're just
about-
trying to make excuses for us being horrible people.
No, I think
related
about
to
what you
horrible
guys
people.
said. Like, yeah.
Nah, it's the same with bands.
Now the very top engineers and mathematicians and computer scientists all go into finance, which is what Vivek did. Of course. Last time I checked, finance contributes exactly nothing positive to the world. Mm-hmm. Say what you want about whether driverless cars and AI are going to they might like unemploy people, but they're a technological leap that has the capacity to benefit humankind. Right?
Skynet.
Finance doesn't do that.
Yeah.
It doesn't do that. So the best and brightest minds in the world dedicate their towering intellects to make number go up.
Yeah, if you think about it, bro, finance is Skynet.
All I'm saying is, if you want to employ people to make something, you're going to have to pay them as much as the people who are paying them to make number go up.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, it's a lot easier to get an Indian guy for 90K.
See, it's interesting.
Sorry.
You go.
Like, you look at, let's say, the most relevant financial crisis for us probably being
now
roughly the same
is
generation.
deeper than the 2008
I was going to say
GFC in
2008.
New Zealand. Yeah,
But, you know,
worse in New Zealand right now than 2008.
But like that came, the 2008 one, from what I understand, came about because, like, effectively what was realized is the numbers that the finance companies were making were made up.
Yeah, it's the subprime mortgages,
and then you had to bail out the made up numbers.
You have to, yeah.
So
because if one person loses faith in the banks, other people go to their banks and try and get their money. And the thing is huge; they don't have it.
Yeah, I know.
They don't have it.
Unfortunately, I worked in a bank.
Jim's house.
Oh yeah, you got a bit of a finance. I'd love to get into some finance talk with you, man.
I'm just going to be clear. I was quite low level, so I was a personal wanker. Sorry, banker.
Just got
Maybe I'm
called up to
excited
the
for a
big
second,
guy's
yeah.
office and had to rob him out every lunch.
Yeah.
Man, in soccer, we just give you cunts oranges.
Well, I mean, the worst bit is I actually played football with my manager.
Oh, that's Football Manager.
Hey, I got a thing to get yelly about.
Very
but keep
last
going.
thing, bro. Musk. So his response to this, when people were like, "We kind of were all anti-immigration," and you're saying like Americans are lazy, so we have to bring in immigrants. His response was he called his critics Russian bots, told them to fuck their own faces, banned them, unverified them, and altered the algorithm. He does not consider criticism of him to be free speech. More accurately, the rules don't apply to him.
He's trying to play that card.
So end immigration and support free speech is what it says on the tin, but before Biden's body is even cold. He's saying the immigration that he benefits from is good and will continue, and if you disagree, you will be silenced. Fuck your face, you peasant. I'm busy doing immigration. I don't fucking care what
One of my
want.
favorite things with Elon, though, is that like he teamed up with all the racist fellas.
Yeah.
And then was like,
I'm
we'll
like,
get
they
more.
probably won't find out that I'm bringing in thousands of Indian immigrants every year. Yeah.
And like his, you know how you mentioned there, he said, "Go fuck your own face," which that's a very tech niche insult. Stand back and fuck your own face.
In
It
what way?
comes from Tropic Thunder, the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Tom Cruise plays the CEO of a movie company.
Oh, that does sound familiar.
And he's
he
like-
screams it.
He's got a phone. And he's like, "How
Oh,
about?"
fuck, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You take a step back and fuck you. That's where that comes from.
Sure.
But my point here is Elon said that, and 12 to 24 hours later, and the next day, he asked, like on Twitter, "Can we have more positive things on my platform?"
No, it's not the platform you've built. You guys
He
love
didn't
fighting,
build it, he bought
and
it.
you
You
got no
can't-
one to fight, so you have to fight each other.
You can't tell everyone they suck.
Yeah.
And then the
Fuck
next
your own
day,
faces.
The next day, ask everybody to be nice.
You
to
can if you have a mental condition that means you can't remember when you totally spaz and abuse
Bro,
people.
can someone just smash this
So,
fella?
He needs
What I
a good
find-
hiding,
mighty
bro.
hiding.
What I find really funny is
I hope it's Baron Trump, or 8-foot Baron just rolls in.
yeah, what
Just
I
beating the
clobbering
fuck out of
time,
Elon
bro.
Musk.
Yeah.
Just
what I
satisfying
find really
mental
funny though is they made like so Grand Theft Auto 5 has a character that you kill called Jay Norris, and he's basically a piss taking Mark Zuckerberg.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's this line in there where it's like, our workforce is like 11.5 years old on average. That's not impressive. That's revolutionary. Which we all know what that means. But like, you sit there and go. I look at Elon and I go like, he's literally sitting there going, "Hold my beer."
Yeah.
Or sorry, X, hold my beer.
Yeah. He really is. Like, yeah, because apparently since somebody called out that Adrian Dittman thing, Adrian Dittman has been posting on 4chan heavily,
Okay.
but
On the anonymous message board 4chan.
it's him. Like, he's got
Is it
Adrian
him?
Dittman.
Like, okay, but it says Adrian
Are you
Dittman,
sure
so
it's
it's
not
definitely
Elon?
him.
No, it's not definitely him.
Are we sure it's not Elon?
Could be Elon,
No.
dude.
But it's also it could be fucking anyone. But
Yeah.
it's talking about shit like
It's probably cute.
it's talking about how Elon runs Twitter
Uh-huh.
in a way that like Elon would know.
What do you mean?
Oh, just how he bans, how like media are taking out thing like footage of murders or footage like of terrorist attacks and shit.
Okay.
But X will let you post them.
Yeah.
And will pay you for
They'll
what
pay you to post them, dude.
Yeah. And they were sort of talking about how this whole "you're the media" thing.
Yeah, he is the media. Yeah.
No, like they're trying to tell everyone that if you make up enough shit and get enough eyes on it,
Right.
they'll pay you.
Yeah.
Well, how many times do you have to do that to a person before they just keep coming up with bullshit? to
Yeah,
be
just
paid?
making up whatever will make people look at it because there's
Like,
no punishment
I
for
was
publishing
telling-
something clearly false.
I'm sorry, but I can't
Or
remember.
dangerous.
I can't remember the name of the guy, but I can remember talking about his dick riding tricks.
Oh, like
Dick riding Elon.
Oh shit! I thought you meant like
He-
porno moves.
It's the guy. He doesn't live in America.
Oh, Chungus.
Is
Giannis Chungus.
Greg Yard Chungus.
Baron Harkon.
Oh, you guys going down a slippery slope.
Ian Miles Chong.
That's the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't even live in America, bro.
He
And
has
he's
never
like-
been to America.
Yeah, never been to America, and he's like a
Big part of
Ameri-
American discourse.
He
Yeah,
just-
real popular on Twitter.
But he okay, we need to address this shit. Somebody parked a Cybertruck outside of a Trump motel
Oh, yeah.
and detonated.
Shot themselves in the head.
Well, we don't know that.
Did you see the one about, like, the one that caught on fire with the military veteran in it? And
Yeah.
it blew up? Yeah.
Outside the Trump Hotel.
Yeah.
This is the one we're talking about, but this
Oh,
one
okay.
supposedly had like gas canisters and it
Yeah,
had
yeah.
like
Why-
explosives in it.
but-
Now
No.
I
This is
thought the whole
cool
point
part.
of a Cybertruck is you didn't need gas.
Yeah.
This is the cool part, though. Apparently, the dude that drove up next to the Trump motel and detonated his Cybertruck
Yeah.
had a gunshot wound to the head.
Yes. And a gun in the car. Yeah.
Did he have a timer? But he was so incinerated by the fire that no one could tell who he was.
Yeah, they haven't identified him.
Conveniently, his military ID and passport were next to him, not on fire or charred.
That doesn't sound right.
Do you love the finger of authority while he talks? Yeah, okay.
It's the magic one.
It's my favorite.
Dude,
Maybe it was the same guy who took a pot shot at Trump.
that guy
Nah,
had
that
no
guy's dead.
silverware in his house.
No, that guy's dead.
He had no forks or spoons or knives in his house.
That's crazy, man.
That's mental, bro.
Did he have chopsticks?
Dude, so
Look, this explosion supposedly didn't break the doors.
That Ian Miles dude, that
didn't
Ian-
break the glass doors of the hotel.
Ian
right?
Miles, Jackie Chan
Chungus,
guy?
yeah.
He reckons.
I wouldn't know it.
He reckons, isn't it amazing that Elon created a truck
Well, there you
that
go.
was so staunch that an explosion went off and it went up, not out. It didn't even break the windows.
Amazing.
And people were retweeting it, being like, "This guy's doing tricks on it."
That doesn't, yeah, bro. But that doesn't
man,
make any
no
sense.
hands.
Like,
that dude is
you roll
fully,
up in front of a hotel.
That's a slam dunk of a dick suck, bro. Just
Yeah, it's amazing. He saved Trump Hotel.
Can
Doors.
If you-
I just want to bring up another billionaire. Have you seen Jeff Bezos' new partner?
No,
So
is she a future billionaire, dude?
Well, by the sounds of it, by the sounds of it, she was friends with his ex-wife, which
Yeah.
is quite
Love that.
literally Amazon going, "You've tried this. Would you like this?"
yeah,
brilliant, eh?
she's the former richest woman in the world.
Yeah.
Self-made billionaire, I heard. So apparently this explodes so bad that it catches the Cybertruck on fire, doesn't break the glass doors of the hotel, which tells you that it's not a very strong incendiary. It doesn't tell you the Cybertruck
Dude,
is insanely
no.
strong. It's just made
It
stainless steel.
incinerated a human to the point you couldn't tell, but conveniently he had his military ID.
So,
Okay.
sorry,
and his
can we just
passport.
change
Okay.
the name? I resent it being called a Cybertruck. Can we just call them Why the Fucks?
Call them why the fucks. We could. I hate Elon Musk. Maybe like top 5 people in the world. But I like the Cybertruck. I think that's cool.
I don't know, man.
Dude,
I
the
drew
fella
cars when I
that
was
blew up,
6.
the fella that blew up in a what the fuck, outside of a Trump hotel, that guy. Did you know that Cybertruck and another truck were rented from the same place?
Another truck, you say?
And that truck did some naughty stuff.
He did do some
But it
naughty
turns
stuff.
out these trucks were hired from the same place.
Yeah.
And these two guys come from the same army bases.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
just before we get to the other vehicular
Insane
incident,
conspiracy shit.
right? So if this guy came from the same military base, presumably he understands things like explosives.
Mm-hmm.
Except he didn't put enough explosives in his Cybertruck to even break the glass doors of the
I think
hotel.
you're forgetting. We're so lucky that Elon made the Cybertruck.
That's right.
So well.
Sorry, forget I said anything. Go
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
So this other guy,
Yeah.
was it New Orleans?
New Orleans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we get into this too much, do you know the most disgusting thing I've seen about this fucking terrorist attack in New Orleans with a truck since is the fucking senator for New Orleans before they go live on TV, like standing there, like warming up and like popping his collar and shit.
God damn it.
And other people are having to like look at him and be like, dude. And you see him like, oh. And he stands up straight and then he just starts adjusting shit again and he's like getting in. It's, dude, don't do this. You're like, yeah, he's fucking.
What can I say?
I told you it was the insert terrible thing. Like, yeah, it's so fucked up, man. So we've had, and this is what's pissed me off this week. You had the fucking Christmas market in Germany get hit by a car.
Yeah, just some guy.
Some guy.
Yeah.
Zionist. And then... then there was the other
He was
one
a Saudi Arabian German immigrant.
who claimed to be a Zionist.
Did he?
Yeah, bro.
Fuck, I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, I found that out after the last episode. But
Which conference?
That's good
was he
Zionist
from?
behavior, bringing Saudi Arabians to Germany. That broke my brain. So carry on.
so you got that guy doing his Christmas market thing.
Yeah, he
Then
did
you
his
got this.
Okay, can I just ask one question? If it's like we're anti-Islam, why do a
Who is? Don't wee me on that statement.
Okay, sorry.
We are not. We are anti-imaginary friends.
Look, as you both know, my stance on religion is let's not. But
Yeah.
okay, if I'm a like anti-Zionist, anti-Islam
Yeah.
terrorist, why the fuck would you do it on a Christmas holiday?
Because he was aiming for Muslims. I mean Christians.
I think if he snaps around then, and that's when lots of people are around, that might be a good enough reason.
But hang on. This is what I know. This is one of those times where I'm like, let's just take a little bit of a step back. Stay with me here. You got that fucking.
Take a little bit of a step back.
You got that,
and literally.
You got this fucking thing in Ham.
Come and see here.
Got this thing in Germany with the fucking dude using the car as a terrorist weapon
Sure did.
to generate more bullshit.
Was it a Cybertruck?
Yeah, New Orleans.
Was it
New
from the
Orleans,
same-
you have a F-150.
As
yeah.
a F-150.
Ford F-150 drives through a crowd of people. Does all
ISIS
this.
flag on the back, 15 dead, 35 injured.
Yeah, and it's a terrorist attack.
Yeah.
And so terrorist attack, both using cars to attack people
So
and kill people.
can I just make one comment? It is horrible, and I admit this. Isn't it nice that he was using a real truck?
Nice.
Sorry, continue.
What I wanted to point out, though, is you got vehicle used as a terrorism thing, vehicle used as a terrorism thing.
Yeah.
And then you come all the fucking way down to New Zealand, who
Yeah.
obviously didn't understand the assignment.
Yeah.
And some idiot rammed the fucking cops and killed a police officer.
Yeah.
She's been a cop for 38 years.
Yeah.
That's as long as we've been alive.
No one had a bad word to say about it.
So
No one.
And the
my
other cop
dad-
who's seriously injured is someone I know. He's
Yeah.
been to my house.
My dad worked with both of them.
Yeah.
So
Dude, we got a 6 degrees of separation on this shit too.
I mean, let's be fair. We're in New Zealand, so it's 2 degrees. Hence,
Well,
But
yeah.
even
I
the
mean,
two-
it's one. I know this guy.
I mean, no,
The,
like,
the
but
2
it's-
degrees thing is accurate as, but if you've got a guy like who's gonna drive his truck into some crazy shit and kill some people, and he's motivated by like insane things that we can't even wrap our heads around, like he thinks it's religious, he thinks it's political, whatever the fuck, versus somebody was that angry.
Maybe.
Like, you don't even have a god after another world affiliation. You're not doing this for 40
Well, they haven't
virgins.
said who this is. This might be Islamic terror. I don't know.
No, this guy's been in court today.
I don't know. Is there pictures of
Yeah,
him? He
but
has
he's-
permanent
yeah,
name,
he's
he has
got a
permanent
shirt-
name
he's got
suppression.
got name position
no,
for the
permanent,
week.
no,
Oh, no, 7 day
for
name
the week.
suppression.
lapses
Yeah.
on Friday. That dude is hiding his head. Apparently, wasn't showing anyone his face. That dude knows he's fucked up.
Right.
But this is not an Islamic terrorist fucking.
So-
this isn't terror, bro. This is one guy being
Running
a
over cops.
fucking cunt.
Yeah.
He didn't.
He's not trying to kill infidels. He's trying to kill cops.
This might need to be fact checked, but I don't think the person who died was one of the persons that got hit by the car. I think they were in the car when he rammed it, and they fucking got smashed and died that way.
Oh.
Yeah, because there was 2 incidents. The guy hit some cops.
I don't know.
Oh, guy, I watched the video, and I'm not saying where I
Shit.
saw that.
Because you're not allowed.
No, it was
you're
on
not allowed
a
to post that video
friend's
nowhere, bro.
phone.
I mean,
Yeah.
to be fair, like the video. So
It's objectionable material.
Well,
You cannot
Dude,
post that
so
video.
it's somebody tending to it's cops tending to people.
Okay.
And they look like cops.
Okay.
And then a car is in the distance like, what? Da, 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 and flies into a cop car.
So-
now, I'm pretty sure the people that have died, I might be wrong but I'm pretty sure the injury sustained in this situation is from the guy ramming the cop car. It's not the people who were hit by him. So, and this is what I mean. Senseless, idiotic, stupid violence.
Yeah.
You're not even dumb enough to have a fucking point on why you're mad.
So can I just make a couple of points? So, like, I know we were chatting off here about the fact that, like, the video's suppressed.
Yeah.
Like, I know a bit about why that's the case. So, you're right about ejectional material.
Yeah.
But did you guys know that the Christchurch terrorists nearly got away with it because of the video?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
bro.
that's why New Zealand has such a strict gag order.
Yeah.
Because, let's be fair, in New Zealand, because we're such a sheltered country, no lawyer in New Zealand could try defend a terrorism case. They had to do 49 counts of murder.
Right. Yeah.
So in the case of this one, completely agree with you. Like,
Yeah,
this
bro.
guy doesn't have an ideology. He's just a dumbass drunk cunt who got
I
told
don't
he couldn't
care if
buy
they
more.
put him in for terrorism or
Yeah.
not. He killed people. Put him in jail for that.
Hang on. This is what I mean, though. Hear me out here. And this is what has fucked me up with it. For some reason, if I was to think somebody I knew was so brainwashed by their religion or ideology that they would do something like this, my brain goes, well, they did it because of X. There is a thing here that made them do it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, there's something really, I don't know, slightly human about, like, I can rationalize believing in something, or your dad making you promise you'll do it, or something fucking retarded like that. What I can't understand is being so fucking stupid that you drink Cody's on a fucking New Year's, decide to, because he's a disqualified
Is
driver.
that what this is? Like,
he's
yeah, that's
disqualified driver.
just somebody
Biased.
drinking and raged out. And,
Yeah, bro, and then got told,
Fucking
settle the
really?
fuck down, and went, I'll fucking kill you, and fucking kill
Fuck, it's
someone.
almost worse than
That's
religiously
what I'm
motivated
saying.
violence.
That's what I'm
Fucking
saying.
awful.
I can actually sit there and have a weird part of my brain goes, you're brainwashed, you're brainwashed. What do you do?
Yeah.
They're brainwashed.
Yeah.
There's nothing else you can say about it. But this dude is just some fucked off guy in New Zealand.
Damn it.
So
And
It's kind of nice here, man. Like,
So, like,
Yeah, why don't you fuck off to the Middle East and try and have a problem over there? It's so aggravating. Like, I got my problems with the police, bro. I got my problems with authority. I'm pretty vocal about it all. But this crosses a fucking major line. And what's it? The art of engagement, isn't it?
rules of engagement.
Rules of engagement.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
you look at this person.
This
I mean,
is fucking horseshit,
she's
dude.
Senior Sergeant Lynn somebody. Sorry, I've lost the article.
It is Lynn somebody. Yeah.
But I mean, like, I think about that in a personal case. So my dad has been a cop in New Zealand for 40 odd. Fuck, how old am I? Let's just say 30 odd years.
All right.
He's technically not a cop anymore, but works for the police.
Yeah, bro.
Anyway,
I got family in the cops, bro.
yeah. But, like, so let's be fair. I'm probably not the most, pro authority,
Yeah.
pro police either, but I also admit that's because I've done shit and I'm a dumb cunt. I know you're looking at me shocked there, Jesse.
I think having a dad as a cop gives you some complicated feelings. It's like having a dad who's a pastor or something, Like
Or your
you're
dad
going to go
being
one
Joe
way or the other.
Biden.
Like,
Yeah, your dad being Joe Biden. Yeah, you might smoke a little
just to
crack.
give you some context, like, I'm literally
Choke some hookers.
I'm literally the most, like, lower middle class white you could be. So, like, dad was a cop, mum's a teacher, or like they were both,
Yeah.
civil servants, together, that sort of stuff. I can't have a more vanilla background.
Yeah.
But like,
That is very
absolutely,
white
it's absolutely terrifying for me to think that someone can get fucked off because they get told to lay off the piss on New Year's Eve,
Yeah.
and they go and kill dad.
Yeah, bro.
And I mean, like, I remember being a kid when, like, R&V started and dad going to Gisborne. Like, imagine that.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I worked as a bouncer when I was early 20s.
Yeah.
And, like, I had someone try to run me down in the car because I refused entry.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
So how did that shake out? Did they drive poorly, hit a bollard, or are you too quick?
Like...
Lighter on your feet than you look. Yeah, you
honestly,
fucking jumped
well,
out of the
fuck,
way.
I was lighter back then. But I mean, like, it was so cliche, it wasn't funny. They literally revved their engine twice and then went bang.
Shit, really?
Yeah.
So you went to the cops and were like, this guy tried to fucking kill
Well,
me?
no, they were there.
The cops are there.
They were already there.
So that guy went to jail?
Yeah.
Damn.
So you got...
That's amazing.
So, like, so I was working at Big Coomera at the time, which is showing how old I am.
Where is that?
Like, Big Coomera was on, like, Manners intersecting Cuba Street.
Okay.
Was it Manners? Yeah. Anyway, around there, around that kind of Golden Mile and Wellington.
Was it like a student bar?
Yeah, it was a
I do
student
know
bar.
the place. Yeah.
But like, so I was literally the white skinny bouncer. You know,
Hard to picture now.
Yeah, definitely skinny.
Now that you're so dark skinned.
But yeah, like kicked this guy out, told him he couldn't come back. Had to like we called the police because he'd been aggressive when he got kicked out. He basically got kicked out because he was being very creepy towards girls.
Sure. Get rid of him.
Yeah,
fuck him.
exactly.
Get
Like
out.
anyone rational would be like, "Fuck off."
Yeah.
Mate. But yeah, he literally pulled up. No, I'm good, bro. Literally pulled up at like Manners and just fucking revved his car twice and tried to run me down, and missed, which probably shows how pissed he was.
Yeah.
But you know, you're sitting there going like,
He just threw his life away. Tried to throw yours away.
yeah, over getting kicked out because he was hitting on a girl who told him to fuck off twice.
So you see some parallels here.
Yeah.
Are we still? Are we still?
Yeah,
kicking
well,
this
I think we're just
senseless-
wrapping it up, man. He just had a personal story about getting...
No, that's all good.
Almost
It's
getting
just-
run
But
over.
like you're sitting there going like,
There's-
you look at these police officers and as you say, they were like dealing with a situation.
Yeah.
And then this guy's just continued it because he hasn't handled the fact that he's been told to be a fucking grown up.
I've just clicked. Sorry, as I was coming back, I just clicked. I got like I have a whole new unit of my family, like people I consider family that have law enforcement in their ranks as well. Like I'm a pretty fucking, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me sort of guy.
Sure.
But there's something to like, I don't know. Fuck them, but respect you cunts. Like, fuck your uniform.
What, the
But-
cops?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
fuck
feel
your,
that.
Fuck your
Yeah.
uniform. I don't know if I agree with everything of that.
Yeah.
But I respect the living fuck out of anyone that puts it
I-
on.
I
Someone's
think
got to
that,
like,
fucking do it.
does that make
fucking do it,
does that
man.
make sense
Yeah,
though?
I
Like,
think it
I'm
does.
trying to rationalize it to myself because
I hear you.
I fucking love the people who
It's
are
like
doing
you don't
it.
necessarily agree with every law.
Yeah.
But like, and I think, let's be fair, most cops probably don't agree with
Bro,
every law.
and that's what I mean. Like complaining to a cop because you're getting done for something. That's
It's a bit like being in a retail store and complaining to the checkout operator that the price is too high.
Yeah, bro, that's what I was sort of thinking. That's like sort of telling a guy that works in a trade yard that the decking costs too much. No, I'm moving on.
Oh, do you mean
Yo.
this premium product that's $4?
Yeah.
Right.
Look, we can move on. We've been heavy topics. There's some lighthearted stuff that's been going on. Maybe my favorite headline of last year. Te Pāti Māori's Rawiri Waititi says Luxon maybe drop nuts if he doesn't attend Waitangi Day.
Yeah, I agree with that. As a strong, independent white man,
That's accurate as shit.
But I forgot.
I would happily sit at Te Pāti.
I forgot we're middle aged now, and fucking Rawiri Waititi's not much older than us. He's like, no, he'll be drop nuts if he doesn't. Like, I remember people saying that at school. And Willie Jackson, the Labour MP, is like, well, you never know. I don't think it. Maybe it's not safe for Luxon up there. Like, you fucking dickhead, Willie Jackson.
Well, I mean,
that doesn't help.
This was sort of tying into like what we're talking about. You don't really have extremism in
Bro,
New Zealand.
see,
No,
this is
what are you
why-
going to get? You're going to get Tama Iti shooting a flag.
So
Flag.
Worst comes to worst, he gets egged.
Yeah,
Dildo,
maybe, bro.
dildo.
Copper jandal.
Didn't
Yeah.
that finance minister get a fucking vibrator to the head?
He got a dildo, yeah.
Hey, I mean,
yeah.
it's because he fucked the economy.
Got him!
The thing that
But,
cracks
like-
me up with Rawiri though
Yeah.
is like he seems to play the game.
He plays the game. Sure.
Wasn't he like a
Politics,
kids
man.
TV presenter or some shit like years ago?
He's an entertainer. His, fuck, I don't know if he was that. His missus is John Tamahiri's daughter.
That complicates matters.
Doesn't it? Yeah.
Because I've been thinking about this hard out, and like when I've tried to talk to people about the Māori Party and stuff like that. No, you fellas, obviously, I'm not talking to you guys about it. Talking to these.
What are you trying to say? Can't we support the Māori Party?
I just think the dynamics that go over your fellas are under your pupils, bro.
Oh!
Yeah. Anyway, it's so fucked up, like how fractured Māori culture or is in New Zealand, and you got these fellas sitting there in these couple of seats wearing clothes that could hook families up for a week, and I get it. I think it's ammo. You know what? Like,
So, I remember.
Hang on. Sorry,
bro.
one more thing. I can't remember her name, but it's Dame Turiana
Tudia, maybe?
Yeah,
Taina.
Yeah,
She's the one.
Oh, fuck, I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure I've got that wrong.
It'd be worth getting right.
And I apologize.
Hang on.
Yeah, if you could find that.
Was it something to do with getting?
She was the founder of the Māori Party.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she had a stroke a
Sorry,
couple
bro,
days
we'll
ago.
get it right.
And they said she doesn't have long. And she passed away early this morning. What's our date?
Third.
3rd of January.
Yeah, she passed away on the 3rd. And they reckon she was a real one.
Yeah.
So, like, what I was going to point out, sorry, really valid point, and I think, like, to be fair, the original Māori Party was done for the right reasons.
I just think there's some hijacking going on.
And I think it's, you can highlight any example of, like, a political party that started and then it's changed over time.
Yeah, of course.
And I think Te Pāti Māori, let's be honest, has changed over time, maybe away from what it should be.
Have you ever seen that? There's a meme about a fella with a donkey, and him and his wife are walking with their donkey, and someone's like, "Look at those idiots, not even using their donkey."
Yeah.
So the next slide is them on the donkey, and they're like, "Look at these idiots overworking their donkey."
Sure, yeah, bro.
So he jumps off, and it's like, what a stupid man, letting his wife enjoy it. And
Yeah,
so,
milady.
so it switches, and then it's like, why would that poor man? Why would that poor lady have to walk? And it's like, it doesn't matter what the fuck you do with your ass. Someone's gonna comment.
Ah,
And
nice. I like that.
I think I think the Māori Party are suffering from the idea of how important they think images.
They're trying to be like bombastic, right?
Gotta-
Sorry,
but you
sorry
gotta
guys,
show
I'm just
up.
going to segue us back. So it's
Yeah.
Dame Tariana Turia.
Thank you.
Too much,
And I'm
bro.
sorry if that pronunciation
No,
is
bro,
wrong.
you nailed it.
Good.
I couldn't even remember this lady's name, and she's real important to me.
There was an example from, I think it was when like National Left government and then Jacinda's government came in.
Mm-hmm.
And there was an attack from a Labour MP on a Māori MP.
Mm-hmm.
And it talked about how, excuse my terminology, but it was like when you've got like the greenstone
The Pounamu,
tie thing instead of an actual tie. And under the national government that it was, Māori Party weren't in government. So when the speaker set the dress code, that wasn't set as a thing.
Yeah.
And then when Labour came in, obviously, typical New Zealand politics, like left, when Labour comes in, left-wing parties tend to be stronger. So, like, there's this attack from, I can't remember the guy's name, but he used to be an entertainer and he was a Labour MP. And he was having a dig at the Māori MP for getting ejected.
Okay.
And I had two issues with it. It's like, first off, you're both trying to do a job, so criticising your fucking mate for getting kicked out because he's from a different party, that just shows you're a fucking scumbag.
Yeah, a bit of point scoring.
And then the other one is like getting shitty that you weren't there for the dress attire. It's like, well, actually, the dress code gets changed after the first session of Parliament. So it's like you've almost been ignorant there. So it's like you're almost kind of trying to have a go at this white, like, I can't remember who it was, but basically trying to have a go at the speaker to create an issue.
Yeah.
When it's like, well, actually, if you'd done your job before, you would have been able to help set this right originally.
Was it Parker? Was he the speaker?
I think it was. Like, I don't want to say the wrong name because I can't quite remember. But I remember sitting there reading that article, and I think I was like on fucking holiday and like reading it, going like, this whole thing is stupid.
Yeah.
Like, yes, the speaker's wrong,
Yeah.
but also that's ignorance, not malicious.
Sure.
And also, this hasn't been an issue because the Māori Party didn't do its fucking job in getting government in the first place.
Yeah.
And then like the Labour guy digging in, going, okay, I get you're brown as well, but you're actually on the same fucking team because you're in coalition.
Yeah.
And
What I was getting at with my whole, like, you got to be flash.
but like that's what I'm saying. So when it tied into yours, it's like, well, actually, you're out of. And like the comment the Labour guy tried to make is like, you worried about a tyre, decided to get yourself ejected, and I'm here listening to our concerns of our people. It's like, actually, you're both wrong.
Well, I love it though when, like, it sounds silly, but when opposition to Rawiri and Debbie and Auntie Debbie and all that shit, It's like, do you fellas realize these guys are taking your money and making themselves sorted? You know, like, are you really acting like that's a thing that no one else does?
Yeah.
Like, every white politician ever has done that. And then as soon as some Māori people do it, they're like, oh, you can't be doing that. It's like, you're already all doing it. It's an interesting angle to be like,
bro.
I don't know about that jacket.
I don't know if you can look at history and go, every single person is corrupt. I don't know if I buy that. I think that's
I think
it's like a
politician
defeatist
is.
way to look at it.
I
bro.
think-
don't know if
I think
buy
every politician is corrupt.
that. Yeah, I don't know if I
I'm
buy
not sure
that.
I agree with
I think
that.
you can
That's
get
fine. Prove
even
me
if
wrong.
you if you just want to pick like a handful of exceptional people through the ages. I'm not going to go every politician ever
I
is
think,
corrupt.
every.
Now-
I would certainly agree most.
Now, what I do want to ask is, in reference to what we were talking about before with immigration, I'm tangata tiriti. So it's huge. What do you think about immigration, bro? Like, for high-skilled immigrants, low-skilled immigrants, what do you think about all this shit? Like, do you want more engineers here if they come from somewhere else? Would you rather train people? Like, what do you think about immigration?
I think you 50-50 it.
50-50 what?
Well, how much money are you spending on bringing people in? Are you giving movement
You don't spend
allowances?
anything. What you
no,
do...
No. Are you giving relocation allowances?
You might...
So,
as
I
an
mean, the
employer-
answer to
yeah.
that in New Zealand is yes.
Are businesses offering relocation allowances?
Yeah, but-
Are you offering the exact same... Like, if all of the businesses that are offering relocation allowances, are you guys then telling, like, a tertiary education? Being like, hey, we spent this much on bringing people here. We will provide X amount so that you train people here. And that's how I do it. I think you 50-50 it. I think you go best and the brightest, and you go slowest and the dumbest, because you don't know how people learn. You could, if there was enough infrastructure put in, like, I don't know, not infrastructure, wrong word. If it was money, if you're putting in millions of dollars to bring people here because they're the best and the brightest, you should be putting in millions of dollars at the same time to train people up.
Are you bringing them in because they're the best and the brightest, or are you bringing them in because you can pay them minimum wage and they can't negotiate it?
Well, see,
So
that
I think there's a
instantly-
difference here.
Yeah, I think
I think we're getting caught in the trap of trying to consider us like America. Let's use a different example. No, but let's use this different example. So if we look at medical, so nurses and doctors getting trained in New Zealand want to go overseas because conditions are better.
Yeah.
Okay, we all know that as a fact.
Yes.
Yeah. So nurses and doctors to be brought in to New Zealand, we have a real shortage because a lot of people who we're training want to leave.
Yeah.
But to be fair, let's just say, for example, an Indian or Sri Lankan doctor, New Zealand is an attractive option because it's better than what they've got.
Yeah. My
So-
only issue with my doctor is, are they good at medicine?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, but like
That's it.
you don't care if he's from New Zealand.
No, I don't care.
My only issue with anyone is, are you good at what you do?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what color you are. I'll talk about your culture. I'll fucking come around. Bro, tell me what to bring. I'll come to your house. We'll have your celebration. Come around on Waitangi, cuz. It's awesome. I don't give a shit. Are you good at your stuff?
Yeah.
That's all I care about. If people are being brought in because of a certain color, culture, creed, whatever, I think that's stupid.
It's not that they're being brought in because they're cheaper. That's it.
If you
So
can,
it's
no. If you're bringing people,
let me ask you this.
Hang on.
Why is a New Zealand doctor more valuable in the United States or Switzerland than a Sri Lankan doctor is in New Zealand? Why is that, do you think?
Size,
Do you think that's what it is?
maybe.
Why wouldn't
That would be my first guess.
Why wouldn't the Swiss or the Canadians just hire the Sri Lankan doctor if they're the same and the Sri Lankan doctor is cheaper?
Is it racism?
No, it's probably competence. It's probably if you come from a very densely packed, developing country that has crazy why? I don't know. I'm running out of steam trying to explain it, but does it make sense? Doesn't it make sense on its face?
That if people are brought in because
that if you could get the same value for the same money, then all doctors would be Sri Lankan, or at least New Zealand doctors wouldn't have to go to other countries to get the same wage. Do you know what I mean?
No,
is this making any sense?
I get what. Yeah, so
Kind of.
I agree with you, but I think there's also the element of like, I guess you could phrase it as racism, but I mean, you can also highlight like university rankings.
Right.
So, like in the case of New
if
Zealand,
we have a very good medical university and we
and
train a
we've
lot of
got two.
doctors,
We've got
send them
two.
overseas and then import Sri Lankan doctors.
So we have two.
Great.
hang on.
So we have two very highly ranked medical schools.
Yeah.
I think they're both ranked in the top 25 of the world.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm talking Auckland and Otago. Like they're not like A plus, they're fucking A plus plus.
Yeah, they're the apple on the
But
desk.
those skills are so sought after that like someone in, let's say, the States or wherever, or we're actually probably talking countries like fucking Monaco, France, the big economies, Japan, more so than the States.
So we might be a victim of our own success.
I
you're
think
I
so.
think there's an element.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
I think there's so much of,
But,
like,
I mean-
if you're a real intelligent student and you're doing a doctorate in Auckland or Otago and you are fighting off get wasted
Yeah.
and yobbos like us the whole time, and you finally achieve your shit, and somewhere else it's just like, are you from New Zealand? We'll fucking take you, dog.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
I think you go. You know,
I think there's two elements of that. Is like New Zealand universities are very successful. They punch well above their weight.
for where we are, we're
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
But it's also like, you know, I think you look at the case of like, we highlighted the fact that there were so many, let's say, Sri Lankans or whatever, trying to go to university. That tier of university would be considered lower, but that's not necessarily saying that person who's graduated from that is actually a lesser doctor.
I am saying that. I'm saying if it's the best school in the world versus just some school in Sri Lanka, the doctor who comes out of the best school in
But
the world
then
is
the
better.
question
I
is,
am saying
I
that.
That's
guess,
easy, yes.
I guess
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
got to say is what is the criteria of it being selected?
But
Well,
hang on.
I don't know, but I don't feel like
And
I have
think-
to understand
no,
that
but,
well.
But
No,
what
no.
I'm saying is that's where things like racism
I think
can come into play.
I think
Yeah,
he's,
for sure.
I
Yes.
think he's right there on the what is the criteria for what's being hired.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if you went to the best schools, did the best tech, did the best residency, and you are the big dick in the locker room of doctors,
Yeah.
you will go where the people pay you to go. Isn't this the same as like soldiers and teachers and privatizing anything?
Yeah.
Is that the best and the brightest are
Yeah.
going to go where the money is?
Yeah. Is
So-
that we set up the infrastructure to train the best in the world, and then we export them to the rest of the world and just take whoever we can get.
But
right?
the thing
But
is,
that's
we work on a
because-
socialist system for our medical system.
We do, yeah.
Yeah, whereas like
So we got to
Yeah.
keep costs down. Like I'm fine with all this negotiation and stuff, but it's super interesting to me to think about.
but
like,
I mean,
through
you're
all
looking
these
at
lines.
let's just use the American example where it's privatized health.
Yeah, it doesn't really.
If you say you've got doctors from the best universities of the world, regardless of how those universities are ranked,
yeah.
you can charge more.
Well, that's not really how the US system works, though.
No, but sorry, I'm using a very abridged example. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's way easier to use an example like Monaco,
Yeah,
which let's be
where
fair.
they presumably have the best guys,
Yeah.
right?
So like,
That's where the money is.
I know a physiotherapist who worked. So she's currently working with a cycle team for the Tour de France.
Yeah,
So
nice.
she's very, very
That's
fucking
that's
good.
high level.
awesome.
Yeah.
But so she worked with a football club I was associated with in New Zealand, and she's done like world leading research in REDS, which is like energy deficit syndrome. Oh, sorry, relative energy different.
What does that mean?
Basically means like when you're not putting the same amount in as what you're taking out, how you end up with a gap, and then if it's long term,
Like versus like energy use versus like nutrition or whatever.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and sleep and all that stuff.
Energy in versus energy out.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's called relative energy deficit syndrome.
Okay.
But so she is like a world leader. She has a master's degree from Otago. Basically, from what I understand, French billionaire based in Morocco with a holding account and like cliche from TV
Sure.
money laundering situation. Owns a cycle team with a men's, women's, youth thing and like the relative Tour de France. Goes, I'm going to give you $3 million a year, come and write research papers for me. Oh no, I'm going to stay in New Zealand and get 120k a year
Yeah.
as a physio.
Why?
Yeah.
That's not even
It
comparable.
wouldn't make any sense, would it?
Because that's the same thing of like in New Zealand. Like I went to when I was at uni for sport. One of the guys I was at uni with was the like junior Mr. New Zealand. Another one was
Damn.
another bro. They did. I was a golf.
Those guys are crazy. If you stand
Right.
next to those guys, it's crazy. Like actual
Right.
bodybuilders.
I had to do. I was his partner for lab.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, we're gonna do skin fold tests." And I was like, "That's not fair." And they're like, "How come?" And I was like, "Because
His doesn't fold.
I'm
Because I can't
100
even fold this cunt's skin.
I'm 120 kilo, and this fella is 4% body fat.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm a golfer, goddammit.
These things don't even work. All I have to do is walk and choose when to hit stuff with a stick.
Yeah.
If I get good enough, someone else will carry my shit. This motherfucker eats 7 meals a day, and I watched him yesterday cry into some chicken. And he goes, "Jared," I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "If you shut the fuck up, I can put your numbers down, sweet." And I'm like, "Nah, principle of the matter. That fella's shirt is upset. That shirt is not having a good day." And he's like, "Oh."
If it make,
And he just flexes, and I'm like, "Bro, that shirt's calling its union." Like, yeah. But I went to tech with these guys, bro, these high elite fucking super athletes. And why in the fuck would you stay in New Zealand so that your grandfather was stoked that there was a silver fern on your chest?
Yeah, yeah.
Or you could go basically anywhere the fuck else and just
Make more money.
Sort yourself out generationally.
Be the best you can
Yeah.
be. Look, I get all that. Like, I might have seemed like I was coming down hard on any kind of
I
immigration
get it,
position,
yeah.
but I'm just super interested to talk about it with people who have different
I think
perspectives
it's
from me.
so,
I've got a lot from this conversation.
Dude, one thing that's real trippy that we haven't addressed yet. So you went to football in the States, right?
yeah, so I played soccer in the States.
Yeah.
So I went on.
He said soccer.
Soccer.
Yeah.
in the States.
No, so I went on a partial scholarship.
That's what they call it.
To Duke University.
That's some high level shit.
Yeah, no. So when
I've at least heard of Duke.
probably not for soccer.
No.
No, so when I was there, they were like, it's really funny how capitalist America is, and the whole sports system is very socialist.
Yeah.
But so I went there.
Socialist.
I went there when it was like D2 stepping into D1. So they were sort of rebuilding their soccer program.
D1 soccer player in the States.
a D1B visa. They paid you half what they would pay in America. You fucking scam.
Well,
Bro,
actually,
there's an Indian fella that
I
can
just
do it
wanna-
better than him for $3.
I just want to point out two things. One, as a college player in the States, you can't be paid.
Oh,
True. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
yeah, I
can't
forgot
be
that
paid. But yeah, no, effectively, yeah. Very, very different to what it is now.
Yeah.
Probably because New Zealand football, notice the change of term there,
I did saw it.
was nowhere near as developed as it is now.
Yeah.
So back when I was a teenager stepping into it, it was pretty much just how long and how hard can you go when
Right.
it was in New Zealand. So I was playing 3 games a week.
Yeah.
Fucking
So-
hell.
Yeah, so one was
That's mental.
one was high school. Then I was playing men's, and then for fitness, I was playing under 21s on a Sunday morning.
Damn.
So I was playing 3 games a week.
A lot of pussy in soccer, bro.
Not in New Zealand. Not in New Zealand at the time.
There wasn't a lot in punk music and original acoustics, but
I mean, I do also want to point out
There
that
was enough.
that's all we needed, bro.
you have heard what the football ferns refer to themselves as, right?
Oh,
Is that
there's
the
a-
ladies football team?
There's a band.
Yeah, so the football
you-
ferns, the ladies,
Yeah.
they used to refer to themselves as the Scissor Sisters.
Oh my god, dude! When I was at Bay of Plenty, I saw a little bit of ladies' professional domestic cricket, and I gotta say, the athleticism on display was something to behold.
Yeah, I mean, no, so I went. I actually quite like the American system for like sport in general.
For sport,
Yeah,
yeah,
because like it's not. You hear the cliche things about like having to keep your grades up and stuff, like you do, but we're not like American college. American college is university,
yeah,
so like you're walking out of that with a degree, whether you're a pro athlete
Yeah.
afterwards or not.
right.
So you look at like the UK system, which is the numbers are horrifying. So of all the kids in the UK playing football, 1% of them make it into academies.
Yeah.
Of that 1%,
Yeah.
1% make it to being a pro.
Yeah.
What's the stats for the States? Like if you go to college for NFL or
It's
something.
interesting, man. They don't draft everybody from the college stuff.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
its
yeah,
own
yeah.
separate
No,
ecosystem.
But no, how he said 1% of the 1% of like.
Yeah.
So
Is there a?
So comparatively, I'll give you some interesting stats. So if you're left-footed, you're actually 15 times more likely to make it as a pro.
Fuck,
Are you left-footed?
Fucking sport cunts are weird.
Are you left-footed?
Yeah.
Ah, he won the fucking lottery.
Bro, if you got one ball bigger than the other one.
No. If your birthday is in the first half of the year,
Really?
you are.
Get fucked. I
Hang
was
on.
making fun about the
We're
testicle
gonna
thing.
write it down like a huge bingo card here.
No. So if you're.
You've from now on, all of our guests have to be able to be accepted to D1 soccer teams. Sorry, Cuzzy. That's the box.
Yeah. So if you're born in the first half of the year,
Yeah.
you are 5 times more likely to make it as a pro.
Right.
No shit.
The reason for that.
That sounds like girl crystals.
No. So the reason for that is to get like notice. So the only reason why I got a contract to the States is because I played for the New Zealand secondary schools team,
Right.
and literally I played 20 minutes of one game.
Right. But you just played out your skin
So
in
I
that
could,
one game.
I could sit there and say I was an international.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so like.
But you crushed it. in
No.
that
So
game when you were-
literally, scouts were saying we're not going to look at him
Yeah.
until he's an international.
Yeah.
They didn't.
So
give
they
a-
gave you 20
they-
minutes of
They
international.
didn't give a fuck
just
if I was
to-
any good or not.
Really?
I just had to prove that. I
So
was
this is like so you kind of got hooked up.
I fluked it.
Yeah.
Well and truly fluked it.
But to get the 20 minutes, did you get the 20 minutes on merit, or did someone say fucking give him 20 minutes?
I was in the secondary schools team on merit.
Yeah.
Like I'd happily admit that.
Yeah, bro.
But like, to be fair, I was nowhere near the New Zealand under 17.
Yeah, bro. No, I hear what you're saying. Like when I was in hockey, I was in the top grade representative team for my age bracket, but I was only just good enough, and I didn't get as much game time as I wanted.
So, like, to give you some context, so
Yeah, you're a spoon sport guy.
Yeah, I must be, bro. I got a chip on my
Yeah, 'cause you
shoulder.
got a chip
but
fucking-
like, so for under 17, so to play secondary schools football, you have to be playing for your school team.
Yeah.
Your very, very, very good footballers are not playing youth football at 17.
Right.
They're only playing men's.
Thank you.
So like they're only playing men. So like
Yeah.
most of them
Bro,
aren't eligible.
Dude, that's what the high level team that I was in when I was 12. We were playing 17-year-old guys. Yeah. That's brutal.
So like
and this is with big sticks and shit, and real shin pads huge.
so like my
They weren't real chimpanzees.
So if you forgot them,
But I
just have
reckon
to
you had
improvise.
Duracell. That's what.
More than once, because they won't let you play without them because you can get fucked up. So more than once, I bought a newspaper, rolled it up, and put it in
I've
my
done the
socks.
newspaper trick.
You know, hockey never really took off in Kawerau.
Can't imagine.
Running around with some white boys with sticks.
Yeah.
It was just like, nah, you fellas just don't like being tackled.
Yeah, there's a bit of that, bro.
But
Because I'll admit, getting
sorry, in
Yeah.
terms of my situation, so they were able to go, oh yeah, he's a New Zealand international, in
yeah,
quotes.
yeah.
And then I basically went over the States for the first year. I didn't play, I just trained. And to quote the coach, it was, I have 4 holding midfielders, I don't need you. Mm-hmm. So
do you reckon you'd be as into sport if you were getting hit by like the T1000 every weekend?
It's knocked the fuck down.
Fucking
Bro,
hit.
I was getting that in my lunchtime.
tell
I
you
didn't
a-
need it on the weekend.
tell you a random fact. Because I was playing senior men's football for 2 years when I was at high school, I wasn't allowed to play school. So I played rugby.
Noise.
Yeah, no.
So, yeah, I ran into the fucking T100.
Fuck yeah, bro. There's a leveler there. Eh?
I mean, I also cried and hit in the
Hard
corner,
out.
but I played.
yeah.
Bro, I didn't realise, until I was like 17 and got asked by my school, like, hey, can you jump in for this little bit? I'm like, what? No, I'm not fucking doing that. And they're like, oh, it's just training. Like, there's no game. I'm like, fine. Went to training. And I was like, oh, this is funny as rugby has a lot of crying. like, no one brings it up. No one talks about it.
It
But
does have some grime, bro.
fuck, bro, because
Yeah.
you're getting hit so fucking hard.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I got people here.
Hey, I think we need to.
I think we need to stop.
Well, we need to stop, but maybe we should do a quick tunnel talk and get the
Can
fuck
we do
out
tunnel
here.
talk later when we're smashed?
So we have a quick break and we'll come back and we'll do some ruckus tunnel talk.
Later.
Okay, bro. Ruckus.
Sweet.
Okay, this is a first for everything.
Peace.
And if it doesn't come, sorry, everybody. Good night. If it doesn't happen. The sting is starting anyway, so fuck you. It's tunnel talk, everybody. This is going to be a professional outfit. I can see it coming.
Shut up and tell us your nerd shit.
We're coming back to China. 2 minute tunnel talk. In and out, I promise. Okay, back to China. Shangli Tunnel opens next year. It'll be the longest expressway tunnel in the world. We talked about the Leerdal Tunnel that has that crazy lighting and places to turn around and stuff. Okay, it's only just longer than this one, but this one connects to the Uyghur region of China.
All right, so like anything, it's
Yeah.
not the size, it's how you use it. Where's it going to?
It's going to the Uyghur region of China.
Don't they harvest them for organs?
It depends who you ask, man. It depends.
What happens if you ask the Uyghurs?
Yeah, they say it's pretty bad. They say like 1 million of them are enslaved. Yeah, they're not keen on it.
Sorry, like actually?
Yeah, you don't know about the Uyghur Muslim stuff? Yeah, there's like the Uyghur Muslims in China are being fully enslaved by the Chinese Communist
so
Party.
weird how like you've been watching all this football stuff
Hey, you don't know?
and you don't know about the Uyghurs. I don't know why we got them on.
Look, I thought this was very like light and breezy. But,
Yeah, it would be. I
tell me
saw
about the
sign.
Uyghurs, man.
I saw graffiti on the way driving to my house that said "Free Uyghurs," and I thought, I do love a bargain. That's nice. Okay, back to China. Okay, this Uyghur tunnel that they're doing. Okay,
You're a
there's a lot of
terrible piece of
challenges
shit.
with the build. Partly because it's so high up. It's 3 kilometers above sea level, and it's a 22-kilometer road tunnel under what's also a mountain, like 1.1 kilometer at its peak, 1.1 kilometer depth.
So what they should do with the Rimatuckers?
Possibly, I mean, this is way harder than what you do with the Rimatuckers. So this crosses something like 5 fault zones. No, 15 fault zones, 2 of which are capable of causing an 8-magnitude earthquake. Okay, they're still able to build through this. Okay, it's 22 kilometers long, I think. So because it's 3 kilometers above sea level, diesel doesn't combust properly. So it puts a bunch of noxious fucking fumes in the tunnel, and the guys working in it get fucked up. The water runoff freezes, and if you know how water behaves when it freezes, it breaks shit. So they've got to have 22 kilometers worth of thermal treatment in some way or other for these tunnels. So I spent not a small amount of this week reading very dense scientific papers.
Okay, I want to make 2 points.
But
So,
we waited
2
to do
points.
tunnel.
2 points. One, you said this would be 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And 2. 2. You're telling me all these things, and all of a sudden they're hit in my head going is, why the fuck haven't they put a tunnel through the Rimatuckers yet?
Lack of vision, I believe.
The Americans offered to do it in
They
1942.
didn't. We checked this.
Didn't they?
No, we fact checked this. This is not real. Remember?
Did we?
Yeah,
I don't remember this at all.
No. The Americans offered to do a full tunnel through the Rimatuckers as long as, and the New Zealand government said, no, we're not doing that. And we got told this, and we looked it up, and turns out, nope, none of that's real.
Okay, cool.
No.
Turns out the Americans came around here drilling pipe, but it was just in all of the wives of the guys that were at war.
All right, I'd just like to point out, point 1 was still
Tunnels
valid.
and come.
Okay, tell me about the
Uyghurs.
Uyghurs?
The Uyghurs get fucked on though, eh?
The Uyghurs, yeah.
Did you bring this up on purpose because you knew it would arc me up?
Look, tangentially related is that this connects mainland China to where all their slaves are. It's a really interesting tunnel build, but also it's doing that.
I forgot to bring up before. Did you know that, like, in America, there are certain states that you can buy food, and on the receipt it says, you received this from a leased agent of the state. Did you know that some states are leasing their prisoners?
I mean, shocker.
We started the episode saying America was built on slavery. They are still doing it.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Nah.
Good night. It's been
Good
night.
night.
No, I mean, is there any more tunnel talk? I've got fantastic tunnel talk for next week, but honestly, I
Bro,
need to do a bit more research. It's
there's
the Tokyo Resilience Project. It's
There's
amazing.
tunnel talk we want to hear, and there's tunnel talk that you touch yourself to.
Or the other way you phrase it is this tunnel talk we want to hear, or tunnel talk about tunnels.
Which one are you touching yourself to?
A little bit of both.
Depends if you're telling us.
I mean, you got a pretty sexy voice.
I think it's over.
I think it's been tunnel talk.
Do you know, actually, before we end,
Yeah.
that's a
What is it before we end?
sweet jacket.
Why, thank you.
Do you do that, like, because it makes you feel more Indiana Jones?
Indiana Jones? Yeah, I'm Indiana Jones, bro.
And
That belongs in a museum. I'm Indiana Jones.
Like, I'm going to be honest, we probably should have stopped this episode.
we probably should have.
3 hours
We
ago.
might have stopped it.
Why did you buy your jacket? Because of the bobs and the vagine.
Nah, let's finish it while we're drunk. Eh?
Yeah, it's gone,
Bob's
right?
vagine, Bob's
It's the end
vagine,
of
Bob's
the
vagine.
podcast. It's been a podcast. Good night. Good night.
Bobs and dragons.
Thanks, friends.
Thanks, Hugo, for doing the podcast. I don't want to hear the segments prior. I just want to hear the tunneling part. In my heart I have but one desire. An underground tube, the dank and the gloom.